right, let's see here. Why the hell? Hello, hello. Ladies, I'm gonna do this without the webcam. I don't know what the fuck happened. There's not a damn webcam. There's not a damn webcam. I don't know what the hell happened. I am sick and tired of this. I don't know what the fuck just happened. But anyways, I'm gonna try to do this video without a webcam. I apologize. So I am in here to talk about the Tampa Bay Rays announcing they're gonna try to. Apparently, the major leagues have given them the freedom to try to negotiate a deal where starting, I don't know when the hell, next year or whenever the hell, they're gonna try to play half of the season in Tampa Bay and the other half of the season in Montreal. So obviously, Montreal back in about 10, 15 years ago was known for having baseball called the Montreal Expos. They had the Montreal Expos, and then they ended up leaving. Now they're known as the Washington Nationals. But why is exactly Tampa Bay doing this? Tampa Bay the last 5 years have either been the second to last or the last team in selling tickets. They cannot sell tickets at all. They have been terrible for at least the last 5 years. They're actually doing pretty good this year, and they're still struggling selling tickets. So why are they doing this? Are they doing this to put pressure on the Tampa Bay fans to say, hey, we're tired of this. We're looking at leaving somewhere else. We're going to start testing Montreal to see if they're interested in watching our team play. And that pressures the Tampa Bay fans to start buying more tickets. Is this a strategy to get the Tampa Bay fans to buy more tickets? Because the last 5 years, they've been either second to last or last team in the league in selling tickets. So is this a strategy to put pressure on the Tampa Bay fans to start buying more tickets? Or is this legit a plan to slowly start moving from Tampa Bay to Montreal? Because I do not see this lasting for long when it comes to playing half the season in Tampa Bay, half of the season in Montreal. I think for the players, that's just too much. Imagine some of these guys have families, and what the hell are you gonna do? You're gonna start your family in Tampa Bay, but then second half of the season, you're gonna have to have two houses. You might have to leave the family in Tampa Bay. You might have to be by yourself in Montreal. I think it's just too much of a mess for the players. Especially what about those players that come on minor league contracts? They don't make a lot of money. They might not be able to afford to be having two houses, one in Tampa Bay, the other one in Montreal. I don't see it lasting for a long time. I don't give it more than maybe 3 years, because either you stay in Tampa Bay or you go to Montreal. I don't think you can be doing this. The Buffalo Bills tried this for a few years. They were half in Buffalo and the other half in Toronto. And they stopped. They ended up staying in Buffalo. I think it's just, you're either from Tampa Bay or you're either from Montreal. So I think, like I said, either they're just doing this to put pressure on the Tampa Bay fans to try to scare them. Hey, if you don't start buying tickets, we will leave to Montreal. Or are they slowly getting ready for a move to Montreal? I think the smartest thing would be to move to Montreal. I think even if you try to use this as a strategy to try to put pressure on the Tampa Bay fans to buy more tickets. Dude, there's a reason there's no tickets being sold for the last 5 years. They don't really give a damn about baseball over there. They're not a sports town. Look at Miami Heat. It took, even when they had guys like, even when they had Dwayne Wade before LeBron James, they were still struggling selling tickets. Baseball, Marlins Stadium, it's kind of always emptied. I know they're not very good, but still. Florida, they don't seem to care about sports. They just don't. Maybe the Miami Dolphins, that's about it. Maybe football. But as far as baseball and basketball, they don't really care about it. They just don't. So I think at the long haul, I would just go to Montreal. I think you can get a better fan base over there, and you can be able to sell more tickets. Because this is not even like a shitty ass team. This is not the greatest team in the world, but this is a team that more often than not in the last 10 years has competed for playoffs. They were in a World Series about 10 years ago. This year, at times have been in first place in their division. Right now they're not. The Yankees got super hot. But this is a team that the Baltimore Orioles have been worst. And you can argue the Toronto Blue Jays have been worst. Like, this team ain't that bad. This team deserves a little bit more attention. And I think it just comes down to the fans are just not interested in it. So if I'm in the front office of this franchise, the owner, whatever, the manager, the vice president, I'm looking to make a move to Montreal. But like I said, you gotta make a full move. You cannot be half the season in Tampa Bay, half the season in Montreal. The players, it's just too hard for them. If they don't have enough money, it's going to be too hard to have a house in Tampa Bay, another house in Montreal. Then what do you do if you have family and kids? You know, you start the season in what? In March? They're still going to be in school, so you're not going to really be able to move your kids. And, you know, and then in September when school starts again, say you have a summer house in Montreal, June, July, but then late in August, September, they have to go back to school. You're going to have to move them back to Tampa Bay. You know, it's just too. You got to figure that part out. You cannot be there You cannot be there half and half. You're either there full time, because I just think the players are not going to like the idea of being part time in Tampa Bay, part time in Montreal. As far as the players do not make a lot of money. It can be hard on them financially, and all the players that got kids and families. It's just where the hell do I send my kid to school? You know, do I have them go to school March, or April, May in Tampa Bay, and then do I have them move over in the summer to Montreal? But then in September, when the season's still going on and we're still in Montreal, where the hell does my kid start school? Do I have them start school here in Montreal, or do I send them back to Tampa Bay? So that's the part you got to figure out. You know, I think I would just make the full move to Montreal if I was the Rays. I would just make a full move. Maybe 1 year you can test the waters out to make sure it actually works, and you see a lot of big ticket price going up compared to Tampa Bay. But I just cannot see this going on for a long time, being part-time in Tampa Bay, part-time in Montreal. I think you either do it for 1 year and you say, you know what, it's not working, let's just stay in Tampa Bay, or yeah, you know what, I like this, let's make the full time to Montreal. This whole half and half shit, I don't think it's gonna set fine with the players. I think the players want stability. They got families. They're gonna want stability. So maybe 1 year you can do it to test the waters, but then you got to make a decision whether you want to be in Tampa Bay or whether you want to be in Montreal, because this can even affect free agency. I know this franchise doesn't really waste a lot of money, but still, you know, even like players that are not that great might say, you know what, no thank you, because I want to have stability. I don't want to have to be worried about having to move my family in the middle of the season from Montreal to Tampa Bay. So you need stability. You got to figure this out. Maybe 1 year you test the waters, but then you have to make a decision. You stay in Tampa Bay, or do you make the full move to Montreal? Let me know in the comment section, what do you think? Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, until next time I'm out like a light.